Hi, today is day 3 in Disneyland parks. We're going to the Disneyland Paris park today, and I've got a bunch of tips and tricks to share with you that we learned from our time at Disney.
Going into the park, even to get into Disney Village, you're going to need to go through security, so be sure you have everything out of your pockets so as not to set off the alarm. Not that we would know that from experience at all, but you put your bags on a conveyor belt, they look through the x-ray machine.
Pretty standard security. And you don't need your tickets out at this point, but you will need them in just a little bit because
the first checkpoint you go through is just to show your ticket so that they can make sure it's the right day and you have the right ticket. And then up farther, we'll go through and they'll scan our ticket.
Disney Paris does offer some tickets at a reduced price for those who qualify. They also offer tickets for military. Just keep in mind, if you use discount tickets, you're going to need to show ID that you are able to use those tickets, so have your ID ready. And if you're going during a holiday or summer break, I would highly recommend that you buy your tickets ahead of time online, because many of the days we went in, they had signs up that said they did not have any tickets available to be purchased at the gates. So people had to purchase their tickets and assign them to a date before they got to the gates in order to get into the park. So definitely keep that in mind. When you go to Disneyland Paris, one of the main considerations is where are you going to stay? You can stay at a Disneyland Park hotel, and it depends on your budget if you can afford that. We really couldn't afford to spend about 500 euros a night for the cheapest room that we could find. And it does come with an extra morning magic hour, which is awesome because the park is not as full. But we're not really morning people, and we would have used the extra magic hour, but it really wasn't worth the extra money. So instead of spending 500 euro a night, we only spent less than 100 euro a night, and we stayed at an Airbnb. So my tip would be, if you want to save some money, book an Airbnb. We found a beautiful apartment in Ceres, which is 3 bus stops away. We were across from a giant shopping mall, so we had all the groceries or things that we might need right across the street, and we were also just a few steps down from the bus stop.
So from our apartment, Disneyland is only about a 30-minute walk, but it's about a 5-minute ride on the bus. So we've been doing that. Bus is 2 euros per person one way. There's probably a good price that we could get for like an all-day pass or a week pass, but I didn't do that much research, so we just paid the 2 euro each time. And 2 euro each time is better than parking at the parking lot at Disney, because that could get very expensive.
We found out the parking lot at Disney would have cost us 30 euros a day, so we definitely saved money by spending the 16 euro a day to go on public transportation instead. I made sure there was free parking outside our Airbnb when I booked it, so we just parked our car there all week and took public transportation. Another food tip is that Disney allows you to bring in snacks and food, so definitely take advantage of that. We went to the grocery store across from our apartment and we got some snacks, and so the kids had snacks whenever they got hungry during the day. Also, we had sandwiches and some pie that we brought along for lunches, and once we finished our lunches, then we had just a pull string backpack that we could stuff in one of our bags, and we didn't even have to carry it around anymore. And while we're talking about food, we did actually splurge for one meal each day. We had a restaurant meal, whether it be quick service or a dine-in. Our favorite one was Frontierland when we were in the Disneyland Paris park. If you go through the fort out to the other side, you get to the Lucky Nugget on the left, and it's a really good restaurant. Before COVID, they had a show, but sadly, it doesn't seem like that's coming back anytime soon, although I wish it would. It reminded me a lot of the Hoop-Dee-Doo Review in Disney World. The best part was you get to choose from one of 4 meals, and you get to change things out if you prefer a salad instead of fries. We enjoyed the ribs. It comes with soda and also a dessert of your choice. You can choose fruit or ice cream. The whole meal was 20 euro for all that I mentioned, so that's a pretty good price when you're talking about Disney. One of our biggest all-time tips is to bring a portable charger along for your phones. Even if you don't take as many pictures or video as we do, you still don't want your phone to go dead if you're using the Disneyland Park app or anything like that during the day.
Okay, so we made a good purchase, wouldn't you say, at the at the grocery store. We picked up, not Mando, who are you?
Boba Fett.
Yes, we picked up Boba Fett. There we go. And he's already been fighting. Oh, don't get out on the road though. Come here.
Buying a costume in the park can get very pricey. You can spend €100 on some costumes. So I definitely recommend buying a costume beforehand and letting your kids wear it to the park. They'll really enjoy it. It'll be great for pictures, and it kind of just adds to the fun of the park. Just remember the rule that your child has to be under 14 in order to wear a costume. And another cool perk is sometimes you can get attention from some of the other characters like Rebecca did with Spider-Man. And this last tip also has to do with souvenirs. I recommend buying your souvenirs ahead of time because it will definitely be more expensive to buy them at the park. I know that's a no-brainer, but a lot of times we get so busy and we forget, and then we get to the park and give in to the excitement and get more than we planned on getting. The one caveat to this is what I found at Disneyland Paris. There are ears there as of when I'm making this in 2022. The Mickey ears here at Disneyland Paris are actually on average 22 to 25 euros, which is an amazing price. I asked my sister who lives in Florida how much the ears are going for now, and they're $39.95 at Disney World. I wasn't planning on getting any souvenirs, but when we saw the price difference, we thought, well, maybe we'll get them. And I'm glad I did, because now I do my sewing in my Mickey Mouse ears. They are my crafting ears, and they just make me feel happy. I know I said that was my last tip, but here's a bonus tip. If you want to see the Disney fireworks show, definitely find a place that has a good view at least an hour beforehand. It may seem really early, but people start to stack up at least an hour beforehand, and you probably won't get a very good spot. I'm talking thousands of people all at once, so definitely put the time in if you want to be able to see without a lamppost or a tree in your way. And with that, I'll save our last tips for our last day in the park, which is tomorrow. We're headed back over to Disney Studios Park, and we have a lot more to tell you about that. Post a comment down below if you have some tips or tricks that you think others will enjoy as well. Au revoir!
That's my stick. Get your own stick.